Hello and welcome to News at Noon. I'm Aftab Borka. Guilty of second-degree murder. That's the verdict for the West Bloomfield grandmother who shot and killed her 17-year-old grandson. Sandra Lane said she killed him in self-defense, but the jury didn't buy that argument. Let's go to reporter John Turk for more details on that. John?
The 75-year-old grandmother was convicted Tuesday afternoon of second-degree murder and will most likely spend the rest of her life in jail. She was also convicted of a felony firearms charge for the May 2012 shooting of her 17-year-old grandson in their West Bloomfield Township home. According to court records, Lane shot Jonathan 6 times. During her testimony, she said she was acting in self-defense during a heated argument, but the jury didn't see it that way and found her guilty of the fatal shooting, agreeing with prosecutors that the shooting was murder. After Lane's conviction, her daughter, Hoffman's mother, Jennifer, said, quote, "I know that my son is in heaven, and that's a place that she'll never see."
Pretty torn. It's really hard to comprehend that your own mother can do something like this to your own child. I went in every month for 10 days, and when you have a sick child with a brain tumor, and she's taking up so much of your time, and you're trying to put her back together as best as you can with therapy and surgeries, I think people shouldn't judge until maybe they've been in my shoes or they have had some tragedy happen in their life, and then maybe they wouldn't judge so much. And it did hurt to be judged.
After moving to Arizona, Jonathan's parents sent him back to Michigan to finish high school, where he stayed with Lane. Jennifer acknowledged that her son had used drugs, but said she didn't know there was a deeper conflict between he and his grandmother. Testimony showed that Hoffman had tested positive for synthetic marijuana, or K2, the day of the shooting, a drug test that could have put him in jail for a probation violation. After hearing the final verdict, Jennifer Hoffman called her mother a monster and added, "I'm just glad she's put away and she can't do harm to anyone else." Guidelines for sentencing of second-degree murder are about 12 years, with an added two years for the felony firearms charge. We'll see what Judge Denise Langford Morris decides at Lane's April 18th sentencing.
John, thank you very much. And now to a disturbing court hearing in Ohio. Disturbing because when this 15-year-old was being sentenced to life for killing 3 fellow students, he smirked and showed his middle finger to the victims' families. Details in this report by the Associated Press.
The defendant's conduct was without any provocation.
As Judge David Fury sentenced T.J. Lane to life in prison with no possibility of parole for a school shooting that left 3 students dead, Lane smirked. Earlier, the 18-year-old removed his shirt to reveal a T-shirt with the word killer. He even gestured obscenely at victims' relatives. It surprised the court. Lane's attorney says he'll appeal.
T.J. does have his appellate rights. He opted to exercise those today, if only to scrutinize and look over everything that was done in this case.
The prosecutor said he was disgusted by the outburst. He also revealed something new.
We did find out that TJ had sent a text to his sister Sadie talking about a school shooting about 6 days prior to the incident.
He didn't reveal what the message said and dismissed it as a sign of what Lane planned to do. The court said in a statement for the judge, if he knew what Lane was going to do Tuesday, he would have halted the proceeding and ordered him to put on appropriate clothing.
There's some big changes to Michigan's largest health insurer, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Reporter Charlie Crum has more on that story. Charlie, what are the changes?
Michigan Governor Rick Snyder signed legislation Tuesday that changes how Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan operates. The Blues will now become a tax-paying nonprofit and will contribute $1.6 billion over the next 18 years to an endowment to expand access to health care. The new status of Blue Cross also ends its current arrangement as the state's insurer of last resort, which meant it had to accept everyone regardless of their health status. Under Obamacare, no insurer can deny people coverage because of pre-existing conditions, and that makes all health insurers insurers of last resort.
All right, thank you, Charlie. And now, Oakland Press sports columnist Pat Caputo with his video blog.
All the talk about the Lions in different positions, wide receiver, Reggie Bush is their running back now. They got to get defense. I always say that. I say that like every day. And I always talk about how the Lions have to draft somebody who's going to help them now. I say that virtually every day and will until the end of April. But the one position nobody ever talks about is tight end. And that is the key position in many, many ways for the Lions. They need secondary receivers other than Calvin Johnson. And the key is Brandon Pettigrew. If he plays like he did in 2011, doesn't drop the ball, is fairly consistent, that'll help the Lions enormously. If he has a season in 2013 like he did in 2012, it'll hurt the Lions a lot. Most underrated key to the Lions season coming up in 2013, Brandon Pettigrew.
And that's our newscast for today. Don't forget to watch us tomorrow at theoaklandpress.com. I'm Aftab Borka. Have a great day.